What's going on, guys? This is Jansen, the Director of Training with loopcommunity.com. And in front of me today, I have a yellow Looptimus MINI along with this M-Audio EXP expression pedal, MIDI expression pedal. And I wanted to just take some time to quickly go over the three modes of the Looptimus MINI, and that is default mode, program change mode, and control change mode. First, we're going to talk about default mode. So in order to get in these modes, the back of the Looptimus here, the Looptimus MINI, has a 1/4 inch in for the MIDI expression pedal and also a USB. And I have this cable here that comes with the Looptimus MINI. So in order to get it in the first mode, you are going to press and hold button 1 while powering the Looptimus MINI on. And you're going to hold that down for about 5 seconds. And then you're going to release that first button, and then you're good to go in default mode. So you also notice here in the Ableton Live session that I have up that we're going to map some of these modes to, or map some of these songs to the first button. So if I go over here to MIDI, and now I can just click the first song, and on my controller here, press the first button, and you see that it assigns that MIDI note to song 1. I'm going to press and hold the button 2 for song 2, and then press and hold button 3 for song 3. So what happens if I also want to have a global stop, or I want to turn the metronome on and off? The problem now is I run out of buttons. And it's kind of a disguise, really. This has 3 buttons, but they all send secondary commands. So it's tap once to send one note, and then it's tap and hold and release to send another note. So I'm going to go over here to the stop command, and I'm going to press on the stop button, and then I'm going to press and hold just this first button, and then I'm going to release it. And all you got to do is just press and hold it for a second. Also, I'm going to map the middle button here to the metronome to turn the metronome on and off. So now I have these 5 buttons. I can go over here to the click MIDI to exit. And now if I hit button 1,
intro 2,
you notice
3,
that it starts song 1. Go to song 2.
Intro 2, 3.
Cool, there's song 2, and then song 3.
Intro 2, 3, 4.
Awesome. And anytime I can press and hold button 2 to turn the metronome on and off, and just hold it down for a second and release. And then same thing for the stop button that I mapped. Press and hold, and it stops the song. Awesome. I can also map this expression pedal. So let's go back into the MIDI map mode here, and to our master volume fader in Ableton, we're going to click on that, and then just rock back on our expression pedal. And you'll see here that it put a MIDI note in. So now we can go back up to save and exit, and let's start the first song.
Intro 2, 3, 4.
And you can see now that if we rock back and forth on our MIDI expression pedal, we have full control over the volume. Pretty cool. So that is default mode. If we want to go into our next mode, which is program change mode, you can actually use this to send MIDI messages to change presets on software instruments. In the Ableton session here, I have a guitar rig that's set up, and this is just a software synthesizer, like a plugin. And there are all these presets that are different types of racks and effects that are loaded in here. And instead of me clicking on these one at a time, I can just map the first 6 buttons to the first 6 presets, so that I can change the presets here without having to go back into Ableton and do it with my hands, keep my hands free. So just like the default MIDI mode, default mode on the Looptimus MINI, we're going to go to program change mode holding button 2 down. So in order to do that, we'll need to power this down by unplugging it, and we're going to power it back on while holding button 2. And you're going to hold it about 5 seconds. And after you've counted to that time, you can just release it, and you're ready to go. So you can see now, after I press and held that we saw something happen over here, and that's because this button was mapped to that 5th program change. So now, if I just press and hold button 1, it knows to go to the first preset in this software. And I have this MIDI channel set up to where it's taking MIDI from all, but you can make sure that it's mapped to the Looptimus MINI to receive MIDI from this controller. So if we press 2, it'll go to the second preset, 3, press and hold for 4, press and hold for 5, press and hold for 6. And those are the program changes. And you can, depending on what software you're using, I'm just using a demo of this, but you can change these numbers around. So if I wanted the bass rig to be number 2, I could just drag and drop this and rearrange the first 6 presets and change them there. The last one would be control change mode. So I'm going to exit out of this, and we're going to go power down the pedal one more time. And you guessed it, hold down button 3 while we plug it in for 5 seconds to enter it in control change mode. And it doesn't take long to just quickly switch between these modes depending on how you're wanting to run the Looptimus MINI in those 3 different modes. And so back here in Ableton, I have, we're going to set the MIDI up again. So now we have all these messages that are set up from default mode. And if you have certain software from an iPad or even on your desktop that only allows for control changes instead of default standard MIDI notes or program change notes, then you can use this mode to actually turn on and off these control change messages. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of dummy map these to some clips just to show you that you can map these control change messages. So I'm going to highlight this first cues clip here and press the 1, and you'll see here that the CC message goes to this cue, the slot 1 here. So the same thing with, let's go to the next one. And these can be mapped to anything if you have different software instruments like Guitar Rig or something that only takes CC messages. So you can see now you have 20, I believe it's 20 through 25 that you can map. And the same thing, you can press and hold, and then for 4, 5, and 6 on this MIDI controller here for the Looptimus MINI. And that's just a quick demo. You'll save and exit in your DAW to switch between default mode, program change mode, and control change mode, and what those modes are and what they can do. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this, and hopefully you can pick up your Looptimus MINI today. They come in 5 colors: black, red, blue, green, and yellow. You can get them for $100 at looptimus.com. We'll see you next time.